Well, hello. Well, hello, everyone. I am your co-host, Casca Akashova, and we have a lovely new guest this evening. So introduce yourself, darling.
I would love to. Thank you. My name is Theodora Day.
And for everyone out there, we'd love for you to tell us a little bit about yourself for everyone who does and who doesn't, because I love for everyone to know a little bit from literally your mouth. I think it's just easier that way.
Aw, okay, great. Thank you. Sorry, I'm being a little bashful. Yeah, so my name is Theodora Day. I am going on my 6th month of being in the industry, and it's been nothing short of amazing. I met some incredible people. I moved across the country to chase after a dream, and I brought my mom with me, and we're just living the life together and creating everything we've ever wanted to do. And we have a dog. And I'm like, okay, who is Theodore Day? Yeah, I'm a workaholic and spend a lot of time with my mom and dog.
So you said you had a dream. What is that dream?
My dream is honestly at my core, I am an entrepreneur. So we're going to be launching my first startup business soon that I've been working on for a couple of years now. It's always been like an idea. And then I lived in such a small town. I felt like it wasn't the right time to launch my business. And maybe I was just being scared, you know what I mean? Like it's never the perfect time or whatever. But I finally feel super ready nonetheless. And I have an audience now to present that idea to. So I'm really excited about that. And then from that business, I hope it flourishes and then pursue several other businesses I have in mind I want to create one day. So that's my ultimate dream, but like porn is really helping me have stepping stones into that.
See, I think that's fantastic for those, whether you come into the business to get a foothold, or just love what you do and stay in it. I think it's a great way to use it as a platform for other things. I think it's definitely a good way to get out there and use your media base to do so. So I think that's fantastic. What made you decide to get into it? Mainly for this, or
I always
just like,
like
"Ooh, try it,
secretly
do it."
I always like secretly joked that I would like take one for the team, like to my mom, like a few years ago, like totally joking. Like there was no reason to take anything for the team. Our life was great before I started porn, just to be clear. But I was always like, haha, I'm gonna take one for the team and I'm gonna film myself having sex with people because like a lot of famous people have done that, like Kim K or like Paris Hilton, and of course it's only like one sex tape. But anyways, regardless, I've always joked about that. And then one day I just decided that my life was feeling like a little bleak and I wanted to spice it up. And then I started camming about, 4 or 5 months ago before I started in the industry. So more than that, almost a year ago now. But anyways, I started doing that while I was working my other job in Michigan and decided that I was ready for more. I wanted to be part of like a bigger production with a crew and makeup and like a whole like idea behind the video and a script, and I just love all that and being involved in something more than just being in my room. So
Well, it sounds like your mom's on board.
faux show.
Well, see, I think that's nice because I mean, everybody has a different type of relationship with their family. Whether they come into the business and their family is aware of what they do and they support them, or perhaps they establish a better relationship with their family later on. I think it's always a journey on how to construct that kind of relationship with family. So it's always nice to hear what their journey is about, because really, I think everyone goes through it, and I think it's all about balance, whether it's personal relationships, mental health, self care. It really is a very different type of industry, and I think people don't realize it. So, from being in the industry for only 6 months, how has it been for you in those aspects, just within those 6 months, trying to find balance between all of those?
I think you said it really well of being like this industry is clearly different than anything else out there. And that's something that I just had to learn that it's different, it's non-conventional, and I don't know, it's just completely different from the life I had previously. So there was just a lot to like realize. Um, but I don't know what exactly was your question. I kind of veered off, but like I guess what I was saying, I just really loved that you said that this industry is super different than anything else out there because that's something that I think was my biggest lesson getting into it, to be honest, was just how there's nothing that compares to being on a porn site and performing porn.
Did you have to make any adjustments in your personal life when you entered into the industry? And did your mother have to make any adjustments? Because sometimes you feel like you need to.
That's a really good question. Thank you for asking me. I feel like I feel like my mom had the most adjustments socially, to be honest. I when I was living in Michigan became pretty antisocial. I sort of started isolating myself just because I was working and I was camming. So I was, in my room live streaming and it was great while it lasted, but I just started knowing that I was entering sex work and being paid to be naked, on cam. I started feeling a little bashful and not wanting to super associate myself with my Michigan friends. So I started really isolating myself, like a whole like half a year before I even entered porn. So for me, there wasn't a huge adjustment socially because I've just been kind of flying solo and just really enjoying time with my mom for a while now. I haven't really had close friends or like a lover or anything like that. So for me the adjustment was kind of smooth because I had no one to seek approval from. You know what I mean? Like it was just like just me, my mom, and that was just how I formulated that going into it and it worked for me. But for her, she's very social. She has a
Yeah.
boyfriend. She goes out all the time when she lived in Michigan in a healthy way. But she's just very social. She's a social butterfly. She's even cooler than me. She's the best person ever. So she has a lot of friends, and I think for her, it was way more of an adjustment to sum it up. Yeah, she
And
said to
that's
cut.
always interesting how
Sorry.
that happens. So it sounds like you felt the need to estrange yourself from your friends because they wouldn't approve of the lifestyle profession that you
Well,
have chosen.
to be honest, that wasn't even really a thought of mine. It was that I didn't care what they thought. And honestly, going on this journey, porn is so like controversial, you know what I mean? And not everyone approves of it. And I don't want to bother people with my career choice. Do you know what I mean? Like if some people are really anti-porn and that's okay, but I don't want to burden other people in my life with my career, you know what I mean? And so I just decided to not tell them and just and not bother them with what I was doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you have to also think about this way. You made that choice for them, but some of them might have accepted it, and that could have been their decision as well. So there's always two sides to the coin.
Oh, I'm really glad you pointed that out because I forget about that sometimes.
Yeah, there's always two sides to the coin. And here's the thing also about being in the industry that just because certain people, depending upon who you decide to associate with, yes, certain people, you know, unfortunately, because of whatever profession they may be in, if they decide to associate with us, um, it is the risk they may take if someone finds out they associate with us could affect their job. Yes, that is actually true. Um, but that's something that they're aware of. And so, as their friend or her lover or whatever it may be, in certain ways we try to protect them. And that's just kind of a common thing that you do. There's an understanding that's life. You know what I mean? So it is
Totally.
a strange world that we live in regards to that we can affect someone's professional standing just by being associated with them because their professional career will not accept you. And it has nothing to do
Totally. And
with
honestly,
what.
that's something that I just full blown respected going into it. And you're right, like maybe I made the decision for them, but I'm kind of glad I did because I don't want to make them choose me or their job. And I just never wanted to put anyone in that, and so I just really, really, really isolated myself. I'm more social than ever now, being in Los Angeles. People are really accepting here and
Yeah,
people love me because I am Theodora Day. I'm not
yeah,
the girl with a different name in Michigan?
yeah, I see what you're saying. So you feel more at home and more free in that regard. And that's very
Yeah.
interesting too. You can feel more comfortable in your own shoes, so to speak, because this is what you do now. And
Well,
people are
I
more.
created this character kind of, Theodora Day. She is me 100%, but it kind of feels good because I'm just so myself in her, in me, and if that makes any sense. That like I'm so outwardly um myself kind of more than ever since this name. And it feels so good to just be like, this is what I'm doing, this is who I am. And if you want to enter my life or you're inviting me to cool things or like to be associated with you, like, and they are so already know completely who I am and what I do. It just kind of feels really good. So I'm glad I made that happen. And now people can just choose to enter my life if they want to say hello to me or not. Like it's pretty clear about what I do. So it feels easier now for sure.
Well, it's true. I think that once you're accepted into a certain society around you, especially in the entertainment world, they're just used to it. They don't even bat an eyelash anymore. So it's interesting in certain areas like Vegas, LA, New York, where people are just kind of like, yeah, whatever. They
That
don't even
feels
bat.
really good.
So it's quite interesting in those regards how people perceive you. But there's, of course, there's still a stigma, and I understand that in certain scenarios that there is one. You know what I mean?
There totally is. But honestly, luckily, I've just kind of like, since I'm so selective of who I communicate with and allow myself to be around, like pretty much my entire life, it circulates around porn now. And I'm only around people that are full blown, have a career in it as well, whether it's the director or the cameraman or the director, the lighting, like all of it combined, my co star, like it's that is my life now. So it's kind of cool. Like I just feel like I bypass the hate.
Do you feel more comfortable just with making friends within the industry, or are you open to people outside of the industry as well?
I'm way more open to people outside the industry. I'm actually don't really hang out with people that I don't know. I kind of keep my distance as of right now. I just have really been focused on myself because it's taken a lot of really hard work that only came from within to get my house and afford to move here. And like no buddy of mine was handing me that, so I really again was introverted like I've always been. And then it's just kind of a competitive field, and I just really fill my life with just so much positivity that it's hard to associate people that want to compete. Because yeah, sure, maybe it is one, but I just kind of live in my little bubble, and I don't really like to be disturbed from that. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. So I don't really hang out with too many people in the industry, to be honest.
I think I see.
I'm not opposed to it nonetheless, but
Yeah, I think I understand what you're saying. Though I think you're just saying that people always think there's competition. I mean, yes. Well, here it is. There's ebbs and flows in entertainment.
mhm.
Everybody's gonna have their heyday. If you still put like the work in, you're gonna have your heyday one day.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
you know what I mean? And depending on how you look at it, I mean, I guess you call it competition, but everybody has a certain look, a certain thing. There's trends, like with anything, like with the stock market, things are gonna change. Like you wait long enough, things are gonna change. You wait long enough, things are gonna change again. So this person may be hot one day, but they're not gonna be tomorrow. It's just how it is.
It
It's
really is.
constantly changing in the porn community. So
Well, which kind of like summarizes that there's room for everyone.
yeah, I mean, new girls, and the thing is too, new girls, come in, some stay, some don't. It isn't for everyone as well. Some go and do their own thing and come back. I mean, a lot of things will change throughout the years. With, for instance, when OnlyFans came on screen, that gave other people an opportunity for another thing for them to work for themselves in a different aspect. So it's just, who knows what's going to happen next year? You know what I mean?
Which I feel like is kind of the beauty and why I enjoy porn so much is that what other career can you really come and go with like that, and still really make good money? I mean, like I don't have to start from the bottom again. Like directors will remember me being sweet and cool and a good performer, yada, yada, yada. Like if I, dip for a little bit, like they probably will be accepting of me coming back. And it's cool to be a part of that if you can keep your image, sweet.
Absolutely. So, what is the next step, do you think, for you now that you've been here for 6 months? Because you said you want to be an entrepreneur. Do you see yourself doing this for a long time, or you like getting your feet wet, testing the waters?
As of right now, it's kind of crazy. Like I sort of live my life day by day right now, which maybe isn't the best. I mean, I'm definitely a planner. Everything in my like adult life is in order, things like that. But as far as like my porn career goes, I feel like I have a lot of room still. Like I feel like I have a lot of life to still be filming. I really love being a part of a project and being around passionate people. And who knows, like my next step, I really want to start taking actress classes and perfecting my acting skills. And who knows where that will lead. I have some big dreams and, I'm sort of a big dreamer type of girl. And my mind's very optimistic to what's next. But like I said, I dream really big, and who knows? My life doesn't always have to suck around porn. Like maybe it will be movies one day or something like that. But if porn, I don't know how to explain it. Like I love porn and I love everything about it. So I'm like, I want to work hard towards other things and just be a better actress in general. And wherever that leads me is great. But I don't know. I'm pretty optimistic right now as far as my future goes. I definitely want other sources of revenue, but as far as like porn goes and filming, I'm like down to keep it going for a while.
I'm saying, like, that's the fun part about it, is that you can just see where it takes you. Especially, I
Yeah.
think being younger, I think that the avenues are very open. So just go for
Yeah.
it.
I sort of talked in a circle there. Sorry,
But
but I guess I don't know.
well, I think that's the part. I think also, like, being younger, you don't have to know.
Totally.
Just ask questions. That's what I always tell people. Don't feel afraid to ask questions or stand up for yourself in this entertainment. You know what I mean?
Well, it's kind of hard because I feel like it's so much easier to just be a crowd pleaser in this industry.
No. You mean you don't have to come off rudely. There are ways in which to do things, is what I'm saying. But
Totally.
no, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. It's just the way in which you do so. And I think people sometimes think that that comes off, as being a bitch, or there's other lovely words in which to call so. No, but
Well,
there's ways in.
honestly, now that you say that, I there should be more like I don't know. I feel like it's hard. It's easier said than done to stick up for yourself sometimes.
I do it, and I don't really give a shit. But maybe that's
Yeah.
because I'm older. But it is what it is. But
Well,
I
like I
think
rely on
it
this,
can.
like this is my life, now. And hopefully I venture out to other things like being an entrepreneur so it doesn't feel so eggs in one basket, but it's you want to just be an overall and sometimes when you're such a like giver and pleaser, you're right, it can lead to situations that don't feel good. But it's hard because it's like this is my everything right now. I don't know how to explain it. It's very hard and like I hope one day to help other people through that. And I hope I figure it out and can help other girls that are new with any, through a YouTube channel or whatever the hell I decide one day to like how to even approach standing up for yourself because I don't even know.
I think the best way how to do it is that sometimes you can do it. I wouldn't say that you can do it in a respectful manner to let them know and also make sure that you have an agent looking out for you unless you self
Oh,
book. But you can always
totally.
lightly, um, and always make sure you get the facts straight. Don't be afraid to ask questions because the more you know, the more it's going to benefit you.
Wow, you are really smart. I like everything that you say. Like, totally asking questions is, I'm glad to have that reminder because that's definitely key to know your info.
Yeah, because you want to know what you're walking into, what you're being paid to do. If someone's like, "Oh no, your agent and I already discussed this. We're paying you for that too." It's like, my agent never said that. Don't just take someone's word on that. Be like, call up your agent and be like, "Hey," or text them like, "Hey, he's saying this and this and this." Like, "Oh, that wasn't discussed." And even if your agent is saying that, be like, "No, I didn't say I was going to do this. It is what
Yeah, it's just hard, man. I don't know. Yeah, luckily I have a great agency and I don't feel afraid to be vocal. I feel very, very blessed for that.
Yeah, and you can say the same, be like, "Listen, I'm here. I love you the job. This is awesome. I am ready to go, but I my agent never said I was going to do this, and I just spoke to him. So let's do this, but I'm not going to do this. Like you're asking for a cream pie scene. How about you just come on my tits or my mouth? I don't care if it's in my eye.
Yeah.
Not a cream pie. All right, let's go."
Wow. Yeah, good point. No, for
So
sure. Yeah, it's definitely something that's a learning curve, to be honest. And it for new people coming in, if you're out there listening, like it's a curve, and asking questions, I think, is a really, really good piece of advice for sure.
absolutely, you shouldn't feel forced or uncomfortable in any manner. And no offense, but not every person who says that they're a professional male porn star knows how to do a cream pie. They do. So no, don't just be like, "Yeah, I know how to do it." No, they fucking don't. Sorry, you're probably gonna have to beat that, Chris, but they don't. So
They
don't just
don't.
believe someone that you just met for the first time unless you have, friends. But it's almost like, no, I need to like see your resume, please, sir. I need your references. I need your reference checks. But no,
Literally, and I needed to be like lengthy. Like, give me 10 pages. No, I'm just kidding.
no, but if you don't feel comfortable with doing something, there always give someone other options to make it work. And that's how
I
you do
love
things.
that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're
little
still
tit for tat.
Yeah, you're still a professional. You're still there to do the work. You did your job. You came prepared. You give them other options to do the work. And if they still don't like it, it's like, I'm sorry, but I didn't sign up for this. But I'm here to do the work and I'd be happy to do this and this and this. So it's not that you're not
Yeah.
agreeable. It's not that you're being unprofessional. This is just not what you're signing up to do.
Oh, I love that approach. That's perfect. Because then it's like you're willing to compromise.
Exactly. So, and if people just, I think learn how to deal with situations, I think differently with still being a professional, doesn't mean everything is going to work out, but at least you tried.
At least you tried, and honestly, like you don't know until you try. So it's better just yeah, I think that's I'm gonna really take that with me and remember that when I'm on sets. Like, luckily, again, I've had a great time. Like nothing even remotely bad has ever happened to me. So thank God. But moving forward, it's cool to know this and feel a little more confident, even 10% more to just be like, well, like everything you just said. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think confidence is key. Even if you don't believe in yourself at the moment, being confident in what you say in front of others, whether you believe it yourself or not, makes a difference.
Hell yeah.
So whether you're like
Seriously.
trembling in your boots, like, "Oh my God, they're gonna think I'm full of shit," makes a difference. And I think for young women who've come into the industry because they're afraid to let someone down or they feel uncomfortable or they're feeling bullied or whatever the situation may be, just be confident. If it's something you don't want to do, just be like, "I'm sorry, but I don't feel comfortable doing this." However, again, give another option.
Yes, I love it.
And I think that makes a huge headway because then that still makes you look good. Because,
It
you know,
does.
fortunately, people gossip, people do talk, and you still want to have a good reputation despite the scenario.
Again, like I said earlier, being just like sweet, like remember being like being remembered as nice instead of like being like a brat and being like, I am not doing that. And again, not giving them an option. So yeah, I think if you approach everything being sweet but direct of what you're comfortable with is like the secret sauce.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there's probably scenarios that you don't need to be sweet for, but
Yes, perhaps.
but see, there you have it. For all your fans who don't know something about you, where's something that they should know? I'm assuming you're having OnlyFans, right?
I do, yes.
What is something on there recently that you have really enjoyed showing your fans
I've
that they should
been
see, sign up?
my OnlyFans right now is only me. I've never done a collab, so that I have no sex for sale other than masturbation. So my most fun thing is I've been trying to like I'm kind of a vlogger on my OnlyFans. So like my feed is no nudity, like everything that is nude does cost. So you'll never see any nudity on my Twitter or my Instagram, and it's only available on my OnlyFans in for sale. So, but my main feed is very like girlfriendy, like very like personable. I send good morning videos every day. I really try to describe my life. Like I'm not that vocal on any other platform.
Yeah,
Like obviously these people want to be here. They want to know what I'm doing. So it feels more freeing to let them know what I'm doing, if that makes any sense. So I feel this like connection with them that's way different than any other platform I have to offer because I'm just so much more personable. That's not sex related. Like it's just me, like me, Theodora Day. What am I doing today? I'm in bed, I'm wearing clothes, I'm not showing my pussy, I'm saying good morning. I'm asking about you. How's your day? Tell me what's going on, and that to me, just forming like really genuine like connections that make them feel seen and loved. Maybe that sounds cheesy. Maybe that's not what every fan is looking for. Maybe people are just looking for that hardcore sex, and that's out there. But my page is way more
personal.
it is, yeah, and sex is available. I'm gonna actually start in my near future. I do have a few collabs planned, but they're very strategic and exactly to what I want to own as owning my own porn with
Yeah.
somebody else. So I'm really excited about that I have like the money and the resources and connections now to really create a beautiful piece of porn that I am ready to put my name on and to offer my fans. So that's coming very soon. So there'll be a little more sexual things going on in my OnlyFans, but I feel mostly proud about how I just sort of like I show them a lot without my makeup on. I'm very just like I'm in the shower a lot, like a lot of shower selfies. So I guess to answer your question, long story short here is that's my favorite part. Yeah.
Well, see, so where can they find you then? Let them know your social media, your OnlyFans links. Where can they find you everywhere on social
Oh
media?
my gosh. Well, if you're listening and you're wondering about me, I love you. Thank you. I just love meeting new fans. It truly is my fuel of what everything I'm doing. Like I just fucking love you guys so much. So, anyways, my socials, Instagram is just Theodora Day, all one word. Same with OnlyFans, Theodora Day, one word. My OnlyFans or and OnlyFans, sorry, I just said that, but I meant to say Twitter, and they all start to collide. Twitter is Theodora Day, but at the end of day, there's three Y's. So DAYYY on Twitter. And I do have a backup Instagram I want to throw out there that I'm kind of just making a little more like I'm not thinking as much. I'm just posting because it's a cute picture and I want to post it. And it's so there's definitely something different there. And I definitely recommend following that account too. And that is called Theodora Day X lowercase number two.
Well, awesome. I think that we should do another amazing interview in like 3 to 6 months and see where you're at, see what you've launched, see how you've grown, follow your
Really?
yes,
I would
see what
love
you've
that.
grown. Yeah, because everyone wants to see where you're at because 6 months in, you're still kind of a little baby. We got to watch and see where you're going.
Yeah, things are really really fucking cool. And like I do want to do a little shout out, if that's okay, super quick. One of
Yeah, go for it.
my biggest project I've ever worked on, you guys, is about to drop any day now, and it's called Deep Analysis for Team Ski. And I was a really main character, a ton of acting, um, just so many details that went into this movie, and I just would love for you all to see it and enjoy that film because I don't know, I worked really hard on it and I'm so fucking excited. So I can't wait to see where I'm at in 6 months too and retalk, or 3 months, whatever we decide, to talk to you guys again and see what other projects I got going on.
Well, that's amazing because we would love to hear about it.
Yay, you guys are so fun.
Well, we loved having you. Thank you so much for being on. And we can't wait to do a follow up with you and see what other amazing projects you've worked on, what other life things that you're doing.
Aww.
So happy to have you on. So thank you so much, Theodora.
Oh, you guys like literally brightened my evening. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to reconnect in the future.